from it.
Okay, it's official. Matrix 4 is in the works, complete with Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Ann Moss at the helm, clad in head-to-toe leather. Again, the pair have been spotted filming atop a motorcycle, which leads us to believe there will be many anxiety-inducing chase scenes waiting for us. But that's not all that we can look forward to. The word on the street is that this flick will be a great deal darker than the last three. We know what you're thinking. Weren't they plenty dark enough to begin with? Lest we forget the scene where Trinity ripped a bug from Neo's belly button, or when Neo lost the ability to speak. Though it seems like they won't be able to top moments like these, director Lana Wachowski is up to the challenge. Buckle up as we dive into the mainframe and explore what is sure to be the darkest Matrix film yet. In Matrix Revolutions, the machine provides a connection for Neo to enter the Matrix in order to take on Smith. As the two battle it out, Neo realizes that as one gains power, the other rises to match. If one hits the other, it causes equal damage. This is illustrated at the famous moment where they punch each other at the exact same time and ricochet like two repelling magnets. Neo can never conquer Smith through force, so the only way to win is to stop fighting. He then allows himself to be assimilated, and the machine leader sends a surge of energy into Neo's body in the real world. Because Neo's connected to the source, the energy destroys all Smith clones in the Matrix, effectively deleting Smith once and for all. As Neo explodes in a glorious beam of light, Smith too shatters, along with his signature shades. At the end of the film, the Matrix is rebooted, and the Oracle tells Sadie that she thinks they will see Neo again. They look off into the sunset that Sadie created, and everything seems exceptionally hopeful. Though some fans suggest that Neo's mind and spirit have transcended into the Matrix, covering it like a guardian angel, some see things turning out a little differently. As we saw from the fight scene, there are a lot of similarities between Smith and Neo. Some fan theories suggest that Agent Smith was actually a former One gone bad. So who's to say Neo won't also slip into the dark side? It would be infinitely more interesting to see Keanu as the new Agent Smith equivalent. Sure, his sacrifice was pure, but what if he comes back wrong? He was probably wanting to go from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White with his sacrifice, but it's very likely things might take a turn. Though Morpheus may seem like an all-knowing, deeply chill, philosophical pill pusher, he may not be the person we thought he was. Let's look at some clues. First up, his ship is called the Nebuchadnezzar. Though we admit that when we first heard this word, we passed it off as just another fun word to say, there's actually a deep history attached to the name. Nebuchadnezzar was the name of an ancient Babylonian king who invaded and destroyed Zion. Because Morpheus is attempting to save Zion, it seems strange that his vehicle would go against this. In Judeo-Christian literature, Zion refers to paradise, or a shelter of oppression. In the movie, Zion is a fortified city that is trying to hide from persecution. It is a promised land for humans who are free and escaping the Matrix, a place humans have been enslaved. The Matrix acts as a power structure and a form of evil. It seeks to oppress and enslave humanity. So back to old Morpheus and his ship. The Nebuchadnezzar was responsible for destroying Zion and exiling people from their homeland. If Morpheus does truly want to free humans from enslavement, why is this ship named after the king of Babylon? In the New Testament, Babylon was a literal and figurative term used to refer to the city of Babylon, Rome, the Roman Empire, or essentially any kind of oppressive power structure. So is Morpheus secretly being referred to as the king of Babylon? We think there's something the writers are trying to tell us. A hint, perhaps? Another potential hint hides in his name. In Greek mythology, Morpheus is the god of dreams. In its description, it says that Morpheus is someone who forms, shapes, and molds. He has the ability to appear in people's dreams and also take on human form. Also, his brother, Hypnos, is the god of sleep. So already we see connections. In the movie, Morpheus shapes people's reality within the Matrix. Though he is mentoring Neo, he's also controlling him. He sends people into the Matrix and changes them, making them more knowledgeable, more powerful, and able to do stuff like this. So if the mythological Morpheus is the god of dreams, this could mean that Morpheus from the movie could be related to the architect. If we think about it, the architect is the one who designed the various incarnations of the Matrix, and within that, humans were kept in a sleep-like state, essentially enslaved. So maybe Morpheus doesn't want to free humans after all. Maybe he wants to reign over humankind and destroy Zion, all the while manipulating people by shaping and controlling their dreams. There's another theory that suggests that Morpheus isn't even human at all, but actually just a program. He does seem to have a rather extensive knowledge of other various programs, and it isn't clear as to why he's in the know about prophecies. It could be the case that he is sent to influence Neo into doing exactly what the architect wants, a kind of keep your friends close and your enemies closer type situation. He could be overviewing Neo's progress, all the while working behind his back to protect the Matrix. So either Morpheus is a human who is working for the machines, or he's part of the machine itself. We don't know about you, but our world has been rocked by this theory. When we left off, not only had Neo kicked the can, but so too had Trinity, and she was impaled by a piece of rebar. While we now know by all the set photos that have been leaked that she is alive and well, we're wondering what her comeback will look like. Thankfully, the good people of Reddit have a thing or two to say. Reddit user Sven Hudson argues that when Trinity was brought back to life in the second Matrix by having Neo literally reach inside her chest and pump her heart, what came back to life wasn't really her. He argues that Neo created an artificial version of her, a sort of idealized fantasy version based on her uploaded consciousness. If you've seen the show Black Mirror, this concept might sound a little familiar. In the episode Be Right Back, a woman loses her love to a car crash, and as she mourns him, discovers a new technology that allows her to communicate with him. Well, sort of. It's actually artificial intelligence that is imitating her boyfriend based off of his online persona. For Trinity, Sven reminds us that the reason why you pass away in your real life when you've been fatally wounded in the Matrix is because when you get shot, your body acts accordingly. Your brain basically thinks you're gonzo and then makes it so. When Neo lost his life, he was able to come back inside the Matrix because he realized that something imaginary can actually cause him physical harm. Though it may be very real for the mind, it's not actually happening. If you've ever tried a VR experience, you'll understand this concept a little more clearly. While playing a VR game, it feels like you're really there, and that's just when you change two of your senses. Your eyes and your ears are experiencing new realities, and your mind reacts to its surroundings and believes the dangers that present themselves, even when they're fabricated. Let's look at a couple examples of times in the trilogies where characters became aware of their multitudes. In the second Matrix film, Smith also resurrected himself. He realized that he's made up of coding, and therefore when his Matrix avatar is hurt, it won't affect him at all. Another example is when the Oracle's body was destroyed and she was able to inhabit a new shell. Like Smith, she is a program stored elsewhere, and the Matrix body is but an avatar. So biting the dust in the Matrix doesn't mean everything is over for you. Getting back to Trinity, she was resurrected. When this happened, she was not conscious and therefore was not aware of her passing, meaning the Matrix placebo didn't work on her. She couldn't be tricked into thinking she came alive again. That's why Sven believes that the version of Trinity that came back wasn't actually her. He thinks Neo created an approximation of how he saw her. In the first two movies, she was very much herself. She dresses in almost exclusively tight leather and has a very distinctive look. By the third movie, after Resurrection, she seems different. She's completely stoic and dresses in an almost Neo-like way. Though this could just be a case of lovers twinning and starting to dress the same, we think it goes deeper than that. It seems as though she's wearing what he would think is fashionable. It's a total departure from her look in the first two films. We're also curious, if Neo can resurrect Trinity in this way, could she do the same for him? If this theory is true and her consciousness is uploaded, she could be brought back to life an endless amount of times, and so too could Neo. As identity shifting has always been a big theme in the original trilogy, we'd be happy to see them continue to play with it in its fourth film. From the sneak peeks we've seen, it looks as though Keanu Reeves will be sporting long, shaggy hair complete with a beard in the new film. This gritty Neo is quite a departure from the clean-cut Neo, and we're wondering what's up with the John Wick vibe. Thankfully, expert theorists have helped us out with this one. They suggest that Neo is John Wick. They think that Wick has been resurrected by the machines to take down all of the awakened humans. This could explain why John Wick universe is so video gamey, as well as how he seems to possess similar immortal abilities to Neo. On top of that, this theory explains the culture of assassins in John Wick, as well as the control intercontinental managers have. Though this theory is a little far-fetched, we do think it would be incredible to see Reeves' best franchises intersect. Truly anything could happen in the upcoming film, and we cannot wait to see where director Lana Wachowski decides to take it. Though Keanu Reeves famously said he wouldn't be involved with another project that involved the Wachowskis, it seems he has renounced this stance and is moving full speed ahead. In an interview, Wachowski stated, "I'm very happy to have these characters back in my life, and I'm grateful for another chance to work with my brilliant friends." When questioned on the nature of Wachowski's work, Warner Bros. Chairman said, "We could not be more excited to be re-entering the Matrix with Lana. She's a true visionary, a singular and original filmmaker, and we're thrilled that she's writing, directing, and producing this new chapter in the Matrix universe. There's talk there might be time travel, which seems a bit too much like Endgame in our opinion, maybe multiple people who call themselves the One, and a whole slew of new characters." Some of the new cast include Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Brian J. Smith, and Neil Patrick Harris, who now, come to think of it, looks a lot like Agent Smith. Warner Bros. Predicted that the release date will be May 21st, 2021, and interestingly enough, John Wick Chapter 4 will also be coming out that weekend. Coincidence? Will the two converge like we hope? Time will tell. We're very thrilled at the seemingly endless possibilities and will be waiting patiently for May 21st. Do you have any theories of your own? Let us know in the comments below. Also, while we have you, make sure you subscribe to our channel to get all the latest updates on anything, everything you could ever need to know. Until next time.